Great. Hi, everyone. I'm Max Citri, the Director of Quality Engineering, and this is the group conversation for our department. As always, we'll go straight to answering questions in the agenda, so please go there and populate them with your questions. Sid, you have the first one for slide 4. Sid, I think you're on mute.
Thanks for that. Thanks for the great presentation. Slide 4 and 16, the review app deployment success rate went down. There's a great list of issues in the slide, but maybe you can talk us through what are the main causes? And I especially wonder, is there stuff we can fix that would also benefit our customers that are trying to use review apps?
Thank you, Sid. So yeah, I'll give a brief update on the changes that we made to achieve the results in slide 4. I think this is a number of optimizations, reducing the tests that are not needed, cache optimizations, runner reconfiguration. Maybe Kyle, you can chime in a bit more detail on what else that we did here.
Yeah, I think specifically for review apps though, so those were optimizations to help with merge request duration. But for review apps, a number of the issues that we saw were upstream issues. So there was a migration failure that just caused all of our review app deployments to fail. And then I think there was a chart change with the GitLab web service component that just took a little while to work in. Those are the two main causes. But for now, the reason why it's pretty much consistent is review apps are turned off due to a security issue, which is also linked to on slide 16. So we're in the process of remediating that and rebuilding the review apps cluster with the right permissions. As far as benefits to the product, I'll have to give that some thought. There's nothing that comes to mind immediately, but there's likely ways that we could try and catch these issues a little bit faster within the product to make the review app experience a little bit more consistent.
I also want to highlight that the dog fooding OKR, where we haven't had much progress, we're now aligning 2 teams to work on it, and we're giving feedback directly to the testing group on what can we do to run the tests that are only needed. And one pattern that we realize is that it's not only the tests in that same project that needs to be identified, but the tests in other downstream projects, and have that mapping a mechanism be there out of the box. I think it will bring this value to our users, and capture our learnings there. And it's part of the issue that we have with the testing group. I can cross-link it later after the conversation.
Thanks for that. I think that's unrelated from the review apps, but I think that's super insightful. Like many projects depend on multiple code bases. So how can you kind of figure out which tests in which code bases to run? So that sounds interesting. I wonder a bit about the review apps. I get that this percentage is like an average over a longer time, like a month. And then we face some difficulties and then it's down for a period of time. Do we have like strikes when, you don't call it strikes, you call it, what do you call when you achieve your fitness goal for a long time in a row? But do we have times where the review app is just reliably deploying day after day? Where it's 100%, or is it always a bit flaky?
So do you mean like we track how many perfect scores we have day after day, and then if it breaks and we reset it?
And Tanya commented in a streak. Like, is it if we don't have a migration issue or a Helm chart issue or a GKE configuration issue or something like that? Do we get these streaks where, just the 100 last review app deployments were perfect?
Kyle, I'll let you take this one. I know you have some more dashboards for the daily.
Yeah. I think we have successful deploys. I don't have numbers in front of me. I'm trying to get into Sisense where we track daily metrics, but we do track daily metrics. And in general, during the months of April and May, we had really good streaks where we had low failure rates. I don't think we have like 100 continuous. We usually have 5 to 10 a day. And then we have, when there's the kind of issues that we had earlier this month, it's every review app deployment fails that day.
Okay, I'm a bit puzzled because I thought every merge request at GitLab had a review app, so I assume we have more than 5 merge request updates per day.
So that was I may have misspoke. That was 5 like failures per day, not 5 successes. And we did make a change so that review apps are automatic, I'll say, for just front end changes to help enable exploratory testing, and back end changes, they're optional. So they're manual jobs within the pipeline.
Makes sense. Thanks. Slide 5, yeah, thanks for setting an ambitious target of an MR rate of 10. I think that's great.
Thank you. I'm excited for that as well. I think it has started to uncover conversations on where we can improve with the team and be more productive already. For example, like increasing the ratio of maintainers on our front, and even reduce the test code, the test that needs to run in our own code base, not just the overall. But this has been helpful.
And just to go back, I just added to the agenda a link to the chart of successful review app deployments per day. And yeah, in May, we have like 150, 160 successes per day, and about 5 to 10, sometimes 20 failures for reference.
Cool, thanks, Scott.
It looks in good times we can have like 95% success or something like that. Even more, 98%.
I agree. So do you think it would be helpful if we have like a regular performance indicator, like an auxiliary, and have it be transparent in the handbook? These measurements of streaks that you mentioned.
No, I don't think that's needed, but thanks for asking, and feel free to do whatever you please.
Thank you.
Wondering whether there was some fundamental inherent problem in review apps, but I see like pass jobs 148, failed jobs 2. So like it's getting close to 99%, which is our goal. So there doesn't seem to be some fundamental thing that we have to improve. And, I can understand if there's sometimes stuff broken. That makes sense.
Thank you. I also want to add that once we hit the goal, we will regularly revise the goal and possibly push it further. I think some of these are so important it should just work. So 99.9% is like the end goal once we have achieved the current one.
Yeah, two review apps and you load balance between them and you update the one that didn't work.
I think that's not out of the question, Sid, because we do want to test geo, and I don't think engineers should wait for staging to test geo. So having 2 review apps configured in a geo fashion is not out of the question in the future. Great. I think we have been knocking on 1 and 2 for a while. If we invite folks to ask questions, otherwise I'll keep track on our awkward silence and on time. Okay then, let's move to async. I think if there's no more questions, we'll give 20 minutes back. I see somebody in point 4. This is your time now. You want to raise questions. If not, I'll see you all in the rest of the meetings and have a good rest of the day. See ya.